Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you tonight for this next album review, and hopefully you'll enjoy this album review for Beabadoobee's new record, This Is How Tomorrow Moves. So, this is her third studio album that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this new Beabadoobee record. This is how tomorrow moves, and let you know my thoughts on this record overall. So let's dive into this album review. Now, basically, with what I listened to, I think it starts off with Take a Bite, and that was kind of disappointing. Unfortunately, not a great song to start it off. I'm sorry about the background noise, that's my phone. It didn't start off the record that great. Beabadoobee's vocals were sounding kind of cringe, and I don't know, I just wasn't connecting with this, personally, this track, and I'd have to give it a 2.75 out of 5 for this song. I was a tad bit disappointed with this one. Sorry, I'm in the process of making the thumbnail for this video I'm making, so yeah, in the process right now. But still, it was a disappointing track, and it didn't impress me. And hopefully, we'll just see how the rest of the album fares. California is an okay track. I don't know, this one was kind of a tolerable one. I think it's one of the okay tracks off this record. So I'd give it a 3.25 out of 5. Overall, her vocals were okay. It's the melody that was the strong part of this track, but some of her vocals are hit or miss with this one. One Time is kind of annoying of a track. She repeats some repetitive lyricism a few times in the song where she says one time and some other lyrics applying to that are just not so great, personally. So I'd give this a 2.75 out of 5. And I'm sorry about my tiredness. I'm going to be going to bed in a bit. Real Man is very disappointing. Her vocals sound pretty cringe in this one, and I'm just not connecting with this one on a personal level. I'm just kind of like shaking my head, like, are you for real? This is the song? Like, it's not that great. So 2.75 out of 5. Tie My Shoes is really disappointing. Beabadoobee didn't sound that great in this one, and I just wasn't feeling for this track at all. So this is a big letdown. So 2.75 out of 5. Girl Song's kind of meh. I didn't hate this track, but it's gonna be kind of a grower. But just to be nice, I'll give it at least a 3.25 out of 5. Because it's okay, it's not terrible. And she does have some nice acoustic, mellow tracks, but there's some moments in this record that don't sound that great. And this is not a good record, I'll tell you that. But I will give you a rating for it at the end of it. So Girl Song's getting a 3.25 out of 5. Coming Home is a disappointing one too. I just wasn't crazy about it. It's the execution of the track that just disappointed me, and just Beabadoobee's vocals don't really connect very well in this track. So personally, I'd have to give it a 2.75 out of 5. It's not good. Ever Seen was kind of meh of a track. I mean, there's some moments where I like it and moments where I'm just like, it happened. It's disappointing, but it happened. So 3 out of 5. A Cruel Affair is a disappointing one. I don't like the melody to it too much. And just the way Beabadoobee's singing it, it's not connecting very well. So, on a personal level, it's not really connecting with me. So, I'd give this a 2.75 out of 5. Post has some interesting drum work, but it falls a little short, but it's kind of meh in a way. So, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Beabadoobee singing in it kind of makes it a little meh. So, it's just hit or miss. I'm in the middle with this track. Beaches is a meh song too. At least the drum work was interesting, but some of the execution kind of brought the rating down a bit with how it was sounding overall. So, and Beabadoobee's vocals were fine, I guess, to a degree. So, 3 out of 5. Everything I Want is a meh track too. It's not really something I was crazy for, but it's a song that happened, and it's fine for what it is. Excuse me, honey. I will be going to bed after this review, just keep in mind. But still, 3 out of 5 for Everything I Want. It's a disappointing track, and it... Well, not disappointing, it's kind of in the middle. And let me refrain from that. It's in the middle, this track, for me. So I mistakenly thought it was a disappointing track. The Man Who Left Too Soon is like a minute and 49 seconds of a track. It's not that great. It's not perfect in any way, but the song happened. And as an interlude track to the last track, it's not that great. So 2.75 out of 5. This Is How It Went was boring. It was kind of a clusterfuck of a mess. And basically, Beabadoobee didn't sound too great with her falsettos and her regular vocals in this track. So I'd have to give it a 2.5 out of 5. So overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I didn't like this record. I was sadly disappointed with this record. I was hoping it'd be something interesting, but this is not a good album. From start to finish, it's not that great. So, there's some mad tracks and okay songs, but this is going to come down to being not a good record at the end of the year. And the end of the year is like only 4 months away. So overall, if I were to give this its deserved score, it's going to get a 5 out of 10. It's kind of bad. It's not one of the worst records of the year, but it will be on the worst albums of 2024 video by the end of the year. Or I think I have a so far list coming out in due time this month or next month. But other than that, Beabadoobee's new record, This Is How Tomorrow Moves, was a flop. It has I don't know, it's just lately some of her albums have been not so great. And I'm just kind of being uninterested in her music as a previous fan of hers. Because I used to think her music was fine. But it's kind of fallen flat. As of lately, it's hasn't been doing that great with her music. So her later albums like Beatopia and Beatopia was fine, but it wasn't great. But this one was probably her worst to date. So, as a third studio album, it's not a good record. So 5 out of 10 for Beabadoobee. This Is How Tomorrow Moves. And with that being said, thanks for watching this album review tonight. Have a good night. I'm going to be going to sleep anyway, because I'm just physically and mentally tired. So, I'll see you in my next review. Thanks for watching.